G'day yous, Steve-O here. Today we have walkabouts. This arvo, we're going to clear this billabong, these gums. Going to make a bird's nest stealth shelter. Crikey, by then I'm going to be so buggered I'll need a coldie, maybe have a barbie and then roll out my swag, have a nice old sleep. I reckon it's going to be a piece of piss clearing this with this knife. But this is not really a knife compared to the knife that my hacking partner has. Crikey. You should see Marlies with a chainsaw. It's true, that Sheila's a bloody ripper with a chainsaw. But are we going to finish it? Defo, no worries, mate. So let's get clearing of this stealth shelter. Let's make this lovely bird's nest stealth shelter. Don't bother to go googling it. There is no such thing as a bird's nest stealth shelter. This will be the first one. So let's show you what a bird's nest, or maybe we should call it a dinosaur's nest stealth shelter, is going to look like. We're going to cut branches against this here log. I'm going to throw out my swag here. I'm going to leave the branches here for privacy. So all the branches I cut, I'm going to pile up around. I'm going to pile it all around here. When it gets high enough, then maybe I'm going to put a roof over this. It's unnecessary, but so here's going to be where we lay our swag, have a barbie, coldie, maybe a bit of chook, who knows what. It's going to be great, that's all I know. So Marlies, do you mind me mentioning you in the video and also you with your chainsaw?
You're welcome to.
The only thing we need to make sure of is that we've got enough space for our egg mattress. Branches on the ground, it'll just make it a bit more comfortable. So now we're going to use these branches, and the idea is to use this pile as if it was an oasis of a flower arrangement, and we're going to just jab them in like this and see if they stay up.
I was just going to take off.
That's fine, no.
You'll see me in the distance.
It's now night time. Our bird's nest is just behind us. The one thing you don't want to do in a bird's nest is cook in it and set it on fire. We made this fairly dry so as not to spill it. And when we carried it, got some lovely spaghetti, cheese, tomato sauce. lovely and dark, quiet, with a slight threat of rain around. Just going to get this as warm as possible without burning it. Looking pretty good. Yeah, we're hoping to have a nice sleep here. There is a spit on a spot of rain, but we're hoping that we can stay dry. There's not really shelter. I have a plastic covering which we could planning on putting over us if it gets too rainy. I think that's good. I think that looks warm. We don't want to create too much light here if we don't have to. So I'm sitting behind the bird's nest shelter. James chapter 1 verse 5 says this: if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that gives to all men liberally and upbraids not, and it shall be given him. Now, I don't know about you, but you hit dead ends, you just don't know how to do something. Something seems insurmountable problem. Well, James 1 verse 5 says, let him ask nothing doubting. Either that's true, that God will give it to us, or it's not true, it's false. We tend to think God's got a big universe to run, billions of people. How much attention would he really care or give me? How much does he really care? But that's a promise. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all men liberally and upbraids not, and it shall be given him. So, it's either true or it's a lie. It doesn't say with only the big major things. It says, if any of you lack wisdom. You see, God has been around for eternity. We are a big deal to God. This is the culmination, the moment that it's all been building up to. God is creating beings in his own image, like him. Everything you say, do, or have an interest in, God is absolutely fascinated, interested, just like a good father. Now, many of us may not have had good fathers, but some of us may have, who's really interested in every detail of everything that we do. Well, pretty nice. Yum. And I say we test it out. If you lack wisdom and you need help, ask for it. I was quite interested the other day. I keep everything in buckets, like I have a bucket for all my pipes, tubing, plastic, and I was doing a video on making a water valve using a little motor, and I poured out all my plasticky stuff onto the bed and I covered the remote, and then I threw everything back in the bucket when I had the components I needed, and for a week and a bit I couldn't find my remote, and I prayed to God. I got up straight from praying, went to the area of about 3 buckets and had a look in each bucket and found just the tip of the remote sticking out of the plastic pipes bucket. And I don't know, I mean, to me it's uncanny. Why would I'd looked in that area before, I hadn't seen it. Why is it that I think God is just so happy. His eyes of the Lord run around the earth looking for people who seek him, who are interested in him, who are looking for his help, who are asking him. And that is the component. If anyone is interested enough to ask him, to show any relationship or any interaction with him, God is just so willing to help us. So I say, if you get stuck with something, just ask. Try, test the Lord. See if he will help you. I've seen this so often that if you close your eyes, you pray about some problem you've got, the solution just comes to mind as you are praying. Right then and there. So often I've seen the answer, the solution to the problem comes to mind. Well, let's get our bed a bit ready and hop into bed. Wow, I didn't think there'd be stars, but they're actually stars, and I may see some shooting stars tonight. It's been a bit wet and drizzly, but sometimes when you just ignore the few little drops of drizzle, you come out, it just pays off. So we may even see some stars, and particularly some shooting stars tonight. I'm looking really forward to it. Let's have a look at our bed. So here is our bed on this plastic, and it looks pretty cozy in here. I think we're going to just test it out and see how cozy it feels. So let's pile in here and see how it feels.